When you're living with a narcissistic husband, the world can feel like a confusing storm, spinning around with no calm center. It often begins subtly: charm, affection, attention, and then somewhere along the way, things shift. You may find yourself questioning your worth, doubting your reality, feeling invisible in your own marriage. You may have tried everything: love, patience, confrontation, silence, hoping he would see you, hear you, respect you. But the problem isn't that you're not enough. The truth is, you're dealing with someone who is emotionally incapable of reciprocating love in the way you need and deserve. Narcissistic behavior isn't just about vanity or selfishness. It's deeper and darker, a relentless need for control, admiration, and dominance. It often involves manipulation, gaslighting, and emotional neglect. A narcissist can make you feel like everything is your fault, that you're the one who needs fixing. They drain your emotional reserves and leave you doubting your sanity. If this feels familiar, you are not alone. And more importantly, you are not powerless. The first step is awareness. Acknowledging that you're dealing with a narcissistic personality is hard, because it goes against the dreams you once had for your marriage. You might have believed in the fairy tale, invested your soul into the relationship, hoped for a happy ending. But recognition is the start of healing. It's not about labeling him out of bitterness. It's about understanding the terrain you're navigating. When you name it, you can begin to untangle yourself from the emotional chaos. A narcissistic husband will often rewrite history. He'll deny things he said, twist your words, minimize your pain, and make you feel like the crazy one. This tactic is called gaslighting, and it's one of the most damaging forms of emotional abuse. If you feel like you're walking on eggshells, constantly second-guessing yourself, or apologizing for things you didn't do, you are likely being gaslighted. The key here is to stop arguing with someone who refuses to see reason. Instead of engaging in endless debates, start documenting your reality. Write down events as they happen. Keep a journal. This will not only preserve your truth, but help you rebuild trust in your own perception. Boundaries become your lifeline in a relationship with a narcissist, but setting boundaries with someone who doesn't respect them is tough. He may mock your limits, ignore your needs, or punish you emotionally when you try to protect yourself. But boundaries are not about changing him, they're about preserving your emotional health. It's okay to say no, it's okay to protect your peace. It's okay to stop explaining yourself. Boundaries are the way you teach people how to treat you, and though a narcissist will test them constantly, your commitment to them is what keeps you grounded. One of the hardest parts of dealing with a narcissistic husband is the isolation. He may cut you off from friends and family, or criticize anyone who supports you. Over time, you might feel like you have nowhere to turn, but that's the illusion narcissists create, to make you more dependent, more pliable, more controllable. Don't let that illusion take root. Reach out to people who love you, speak to a therapist, join a support group, or talk to a trusted friend. You don't have to navigate this alone. There are women just like you who have walked this path and found their strength on the other side. You may feel guilt for thinking about your needs. You might have been conditioned to believe that love means sacrifice, and that if you just love harder, he'll change. But love doesn't mean suffering. Love doesn't mean losing yourself. Real love honors your heart, respects your voice, and values your presence. If your relationship has become a cycle of blame, pain, and emotional abandonment, it's time to start loving yourself more than you fear losing him. Understand that a narcissistic husband doesn't want a partner. He wants an audience. He thrives on attention, control, and admiration. When you stop feeding that, he may lash out. He might become colder, more distant, or more aggressive. He may accuse you of being selfish, ungrateful, or even abusive. This is a tactic designed to make you doubt yourself and run back into compliance. Don't fall for it. This is not about you. This is about his inability to empathize, to reflect, to grow. Your power lies in seeing through the performance and choosing your own emotional freedom. One powerful shift you can make is detaching emotionally. This doesn't mean being cold or unkind. It means you stop internalizing his moods, his criticisms, his chaos. You start seeing his behavior as a reflection of him, not a definition of you. This emotional detachment is how you stop reacting and start responding. It's how you reclaim your power. When he tries to provoke you and you stay calm, when he belittles you and you hold your ground, when he demands and you pause before answering, that's strength. That's the beginning of emotional liberation. Start building a life outside the marriage. This is not betrayal, it's survival. Reconnect with hobbies, with work, with education, with community. Reinvest in the parts of you that were forgotten or silenced. When your world expands beyond the control of a narcissistic partner, you regain perspective. You remember who you are. You feel the light return, and slowly the fear begins to fade. Sometimes the most painful truth is that the person you love is not capable of loving you back in a healthy way. Accepting this doesn't make you a failure, it makes you free. You can grieve the loss of the dream while still choosing a new path, and that path may lead to staying with stronger boundaries, emotional detachment, and a network of support, or it may lead to leaving. Only you can decide what is right for you, but either way, your healing begins when you choose yourself. Forgive yourself for the times you stayed silent, for the tears you hid, for the years you spent hoping he would change. You were doing the best you could with what you knew. Now you know more, now you see clearer, and now you have a choice. You are not weak for loving someone who hurt you. You are not broken for wanting connection, but you are strong for waking up, for standing up, for rising. Sometimes people will ask, why didn't she just leave? But they don't see the psychological cage built over time, the promises that things would get better, the guilt, the shame, the fear, the belief that maybe it was your fault. But now you know it wasn't. It never was. His behavior is not your responsibility. Your healing is. You don't have to fix him. You don't have to save him. You don't have to wait for him to see your worth. You already have worth. You always did. Start speaking to yourself with kindness again. Start treating yourself like someone you love. The most important relationship you'll ever have is the one you have with yourself. And when you begin nurturing that connection, your life will start to shift. Every time you choose to respond instead of react, every time you honor your feelings, every time you reclaim your boundaries, you are rewriting your story. You are telling yourself, I matter, I deserve peace, I am enough. Let go of the fantasy of who he could be, and start embracing the reality of who you are becoming. You are wiser now, you are braver now, you've walked through emotional fire, and you are still standing. That is not weakness, that is survival, that is power. Whether you stay or go, the journey ahead won't be easy. Healing never is, but it will be worth it, because you are worth it. You are not defined by the way he treats you. You are not the names he calls you, the silence he gives you, or the blame he throws at you. You are not the roles he's trapped you in. You are something far greater. You are a woman who sees through illusion, who chooses courage over comfort, who reclaims her voice even when it shakes. You are not here to be diminished. You are here to rise. Even if no one claps for you right now, even if the world doesn't understand your pain, even if he never says sorry, still rise. Let your healing be your revolution. Let your silence become strength. Let your peace become power. No one can do this journey for you, but you don't have to do it all alone. There is help. There is support. There is a way out of the confusion and back into clarity. And it begins with one choice. Your choice. To say, I am ready to heal. I am ready to live. I am ready to love myself more than I fear being alone. Your past does not define your future. Your pain does not define your worth. Your marriage does not define your identity. What defines you is your spirit, your courage, your resilience, and those are unbreakable. You don't have to rush. You don't have to have all the answers, but you do have the right to choose peace. You have the right to rest. You have the right to rebuild. Whatever you choose, just remember this. You are not crazy. You are not too sensitive. You are not overreacting. You are reacting to emotional neglect, to chronic invalidation, to psychological manipulation, and now you are choosing to heal. That is something to be proud of. So take a deep breath, wipe your tears, stand a little taller, look in the mirror, and remind yourself, I am still here. I am still worthy. I am still becoming. And one day, maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but one day, you will look back and realize, the moment you decided to love yourself more than his approval was the moment your life truly began.